The Last Clue is a production of Smith Media Team, LLC. Listener discretion advised, mostly because of me.
Well, good afternoon. I see maybe we had a late night or what's going on over here with coffee at this time?
I like coffee with my crime. Um,
Oh.
I have Cafe Carabay that is distributed out of Staten Island, New York, which has nothing to do with what we're about to talk about. I just enjoy a good cup of coffee. They're not a sponsor yet.
Yet. I like it. So we're taking it to social media today, heading to the world of TikTok, where we come upon the live streaming assassination of 23-year-old Valeria Marquez.
Now she's an influencer, correct?
She is. She had over 200,000 followers between Instagram and TikTok. I know I saw at least 170,000 alone on Instagram with being a beauty influencer regarding makeup, lifestyle, modeling, that sort of thing. And this is just, it's horrible. I mean, she was murdered during a live stream. People have seen this video over and over again, and it's going to be under major scrutiny, I would hope, from law enforcement. And I just have to say, for our Latin community, uh, ella es solo un bebé. She was just a baby.
I don't know what you said, but
I said
okay.
she was just a baby.
Okay. Yeah, we've actually viewed this video, unfortunately, several times, and there's a few takeaways that a lot of people have already seen, but I guess let's get into her and what she's done, what she's accomplished, and get into the story of what's happened.
So, if you were watching this video or following on the live stream, you saw that she had and heard that she had been out running errands and came back with what looked like, a Starbucks drink, which most 23-year-olds tend to do in this day and age. Was having her drink and was excited because she had gotten a notification from inside. I'm going to use that term loosely here. Don't know how to phrase that, but anyway, she was notified that she had a delivery of something expensive, and she came back to her um, shop, the beauty shop that she had worked in, and was so excited when she opened this adorable stuffed pig. And it was one of those, I don't know what they're called, but it's like you open it up and you can see it, and then you can kind of flip part of it over and kind of rearrange it, like it like tucks its head in and becomes a little another one. I don't know what they're called. I would have to show you, but it's like it was a little dual pig where it had like two faces, one kind of thing.
So I didn't see that. When I saw the pig, it looked to me like something that you would, and I don't mean to discount how expensive this said pig might have been, but it looked like something that you would win out of a claw machine to me. Maybe I'm being too simplistic. That's just what it looked like to me.
Could be this. And again, I wish I could remember the name of what they were called, but I will put it in the equivalent of a squishmallow. And as far as expensive gift, I don't know how expensive they are in Mexico. Depending on what you get here in the United States, they can be kind of spendy, but the specific brand name Squishmallow means something. That's
Please, if you're listening to this, please in the comments drop, because she's going to go on a complete and utter rabbit hole tear of what these things are actually called, and probably will end up finding that specific brand. So if you can help us and help her sanity, would you please just drop it in the comments what it is, so that we can just keep a little bit of the gray hairs to a minimum.
Yeah, yes, please and thank you, because I will go on the rabbit. I'll find it. But if you can save me that trouble, I would appreciate it. And I wish you could see what I'm doing with my hands to describe this thing. I know exactly what I'm talking about. I just can't remember what they're called.
The hand motions are fantastic for a podcast, by the way. This just completely sells the podcast that we produce every day. Not necessarily this podcast, but we produce other podcasts, and the hand gestures are fantastic for podcasting. I recommend, if you're going to start a podcast, start it with hand gestures.
I've got a hand gesture for you. Anyway, so in this video, we see her delighted to have this pig and going about her live stream, and it looks like maybe taking some questions from the comments and things like that. And she had expressed, from what I understand, some fear prior to this ambush. In any case, in the video, you can see her holding this pig. Somebody walks into the store, a male, and calls her name, says, "Are you?" says, hey, Val, something to that effect. And she says, "Si," yes, whatever she says, and shots ring out. You can see her grab her torso, her abdomen, and I'm not going to go into graphic detail. There's another shot that is seen where obvious damage is done, and she slumps over. So murdered on her live stream. And at the very end of this video is what gets me. She was known apparently for muting when people came into the store, which is totally normal. And she had muted right before she was shot. But after she slumps over and is obviously unalived, somebody picks up the phone to end the live stream.
Okay, so again, we've watched this video probably more
Not
times
for pleasure.
than we should. If I were the police and I were actually doing my job, now there's a whole layer underneath this that she'll get into, I'm sure, here in a little bit, because there's a little bit of a backstory that goes along with this and why this incident happened when it did. But my particular focus was at the end of the video. So you see this woman holding this little stuffed pig, which is number one indicator. That was the number one indicator of the target. Whoever targeted her said she's going to be holding or have in her possession or have near her a pink stuffed pig. That was number one. And then the delivery person, posing as a delivery person, comes in and says, "Are you so-and-so?" To which she replies in the affirmative. So that's the second. So they know they have double checked themselves on who the target is, even though she has hundreds of thousands of followers. It would have been very easy to target this young lady. But they had double indicators on who the target was. And then I heard at least 3 shots, one of which, like you said, to the abdomen. The second, I saw it looked like it grazed her skull because it kicked, and I apologize for the graphic nature of my description, but it looked like it grazed her skull because her head kicked back just a little bit. It didn't look to me like a full on shot taken, but her head did kick back enough that I think the bullet did graze her head. Again, we're getting very, very limited information in all of our research. There's nothing out there about this. But at the end of this video, you've just watched the main character of this live stream get shot at least 3 times. I understand shock. I've been in situations where I've been in shock. I haven't known what to do. I'm typically very calm. I understand that. That's my nature. But the person in the room with her that picked up the phone and ended the live stream is one of the most calm people I've ever seen to witness a person get shot at least 3 times in their presence. If I were the authorities and I was doing my job, that young lady, the witness, would be the number one focus in my investigation. There may be video cameras. They may have caught said delivery people on tape, and I get that. They're probably looking for those people now. I would go to that witness and I would grill her like a Father's Day steak, because there is no way in my mind, and I apologize if I'm way off base here, and if I am, and you are the witness and you are listening to this, I will apologize to you in the downtown of whatever city you reside in. But I'm telling you now, that witness knows way more than what any of the rest of us know, because I have never seen anybody watch, not even in the movies, watch somebody get shot at least 3 times and be calm enough to pick up the phone without expression on her face and just kill the live stream. That's all she did. She had no expression, no tears, no whimpering, no sense of worry. There was nothing. We've even watched that video where we have paused it, where her face is on screen. Her expression is blank. If they ever decide to remake The Crow with a female version in the lead, that lady, that young lady, should be considered for the lead, because she had no expression whatsoever. And if I'm the police, I am focused on her. I have her in the smallest room with the heat turned up, giving her the least amount of water I can possibly give her. I don't even play good cop, bad cop with her. I take off because, in my opinion, that young lady knows exactly what happened in that studio.
I agree. At bare minimum, we're talking very bare minimum, she's an accomplice. So Val allegedly dated a gentleman, and again, I use that term loosely. Val was with a man that was involved in a cartel. That is what is alleged here, that she had been dating a narco and had been ignoring him, broke up with him, whatever the case may be, and he put out a hit on her. It's also alleged that there were men that came by on a motorcycle in a mask, and they are the alleged shooters. So we've got a couple of different scenarios, although they kind of fall hand in hand. I would like to think that masked men on a motorcycle and a narco hit, those two things kind of go hand in hand. But those are the alleged things happening right now. So they're on the hunt for this person in Jalisco, Mexico, for Val's murder. But I'm with you. Number one person I'm talking to, probably not a suspect, but definitely accomplice, is the woman at the end of the video.
I just, from what I have seen, I don't know how that young lady doesn't know something. Whether, now, it could be doubtful, but it could be that she saw something on the shooter or on one of the men involved, one of the people involved. I got to be careful. One of the people involved, that she recognized a tattoo, a specific eye color, a specific build. There could be something that she recognized, or she could be in fear. She could have been in fear for her life, which most normal people would be. Somebody walks in and says, "Hey, are you so-and-so?" and then fires off at least 3 shots. I would be in fear for my life. I'm telling you, if you have seen this video, if you have not seen the video and it is something of interest to you, I would find the video where they go all the way to the end. We personally had it sent to us a couple of times, but we didn't get the full video. We ended up finding it on X, where we saw to the end where the young lady that was with her killed the live stream. And I'm telling you, there's just no way that expressionless look, there's no way that she doesn't know something.
And don't forget, guys, there. I'm with you. She obviously knows something. Obviously, there wasn't a scream, nothing out of this woman. So, in fear of her life or anything, something's definitely off by it. But please, if you know who this woman is, please come forward. We this young lady, this baby, 23 years old, needs some vindication. I don't care what she's done wrong in her life. Nobody deserves to be murdered. It just doesn't happen. And if you know who this woman is, you can offer tips anonymously. It can be done. And never forget that your voice might be the last clue for Valeria.
The Last Clue is a production of Smith Media Team, LLC. If you have any information about the case we just discussed, or any other cases that you would like us to cover, please email us at info@smithmediateamllc.com.